We've had some really great films this year. We've also had some pretty bad films this year. But we've also had some pretty surprising films this year. A new category I'm entering this year is surprising films of 2014. There's no order in this list. Everything I just think were surprising films. When I go into some movies on this list, I just had no expectations for it, or lower expectations, and I would walk out of the theater thinking, oh, I actually really liked this movie. I was surprised at how much I actually liked this film. So starting off the list of some of the most surprising films of this year, we'll start earlier in the year with About Last Night. About Last Night I was not too much excited for because of the cast. Kevin Hart was a little bit annoying to me after Ride Along and some other films, but I actually really liked it. I liked the whole cast, especially Regina Hall and her chemistry with Kevin Hart. I thought it was actually really well done. Dom Hemingway was probably one of the biggest surprises of this year for me. I wasn't expecting anything. I only seen the trailer a few times. I thought, oh, this could be pretty decent. Not much going on for it, but I laughed a lot in this film, and this is probably one of Jude Law's best performances. He was so unexpected in his role. Right off the bat, I just like, this is not Jude Law. I've never seen Jude Law like that. And so that's, I think, why I liked it so much. Now, Joe, I think, is one of the most surprising films for a lot of people. You know, Nicolas Cage hasn't been that great in recent memory, and for him to put out a film like Joe, similar to Mud, is really great. I really like Joe. I really liked his performance and the relationship with the young boy, but then he went on and made a few more crap films towards the end of the year. Under the Skin was also a very surprising film for me. I really liked how it looked, the style, the writing, the acting from Scarlett Johansson, how mysterious the movie was, and the message and everything about the film I just was really happy about. You know, I wasn't expecting much. I was thinking, you know, Scarlett Johansson, you know, she's the sexy girl everybody likes. She's in all these good movies. Everybody loves her. And, you know, she's going to be glorified as sexy in this film, but it's nothing like that. It's a mysterious film that you're on your edge of your seat, wondering what is going on, who's targeted next. And so for that to be done like that with this actress and the style, I applaud this film very much. Locke was also a very surprising film. I wasn't expecting too much of it because the premise of the film is just Tom Hardy sitting in a car driving, and that's it. The whole movie takes place in a car, and I was thinking this could go to shits quickly, but I was on the edge of my seat. I loved the dialogue, and I loved Tom Hardy. His performance was really well done for just being so secluded in a car, and to give such a great performance, that is great. Purge 2, Anarchy. I know a lot of people don't like this film, but I hated the first Purge film. Had some of the worst characters of the year, and they could have expanded so much with it. And that's what they did with Purge 2, Anarchy. I like the characters, and I like that they expanded it and took it outside, inside, a lot of different places, and it just felt a lot better what the first Purge should have been. We haven't had a lot of great horror films this year, but I did like As Above, So Below. It's a found footage film. I know we've had some pretty bad ones like Devil's Due and Paranormal Activity beginning this year, but I really liked As Above, So Below, and I want to explore the catacombs of Paris, but I like that they took it deeper, and it was just like a psychological thriller, and you know, with the devil and everything. I just really liked it. It was some pretty decent jump scares, to be honest, and I like that they just explored something that could happen. I don't know, I've never been to the catacombs, but maybe this shit does actually exist below the catacombs, so I like that. Going with a few more horror films that I actually liked a lot, I was surprised at, was The Babadook. I've heard some pretty good things about it. Wasn't expecting too much because of the horror films we've had this year, and so I was thinking, oh, you know, another monster film, but it's nothing like that. It's a psychological thriller between this mother and her son, and the story time of the Babadook and his presence in the household and how it affects the mother and relationship. So the Babadook is probably the best horror film I've seen this year. You know, like I said, we haven't got a lot, but I do praise The director and how she approached the film, just not making a typical horror film with typical jump scares. You actually have a real psychological thriller with a really creepy character of the Babadook and how tall and mysterious and sinister he looks. So the Babadook makes this list. Drafty I liked a lot. I'm not a big football fan, and the idea of drafting people doesn't please me that much, but I actually found the film to be really good. Kevin Costner gave a pretty good performance for a small football draft day film, and I liked that it was intense at times when they were figuring out who he's going to draft, and just add it for some intense moments, and you know, I just liked it. That's all I gotta say. Now, Earth to Echo surprised me a lot because I was like thinking, oh god, it's a ripoff between E.T. and Super 8. This is going to be crap. Found footage film with kids. It's going to be stupid. You know, I know some people may not like this film, but I actually really liked it for what it was. It was fun. It was heartwarming. The kids gave believable performances for being such a young age. And them riding around town throughout the night looking for the pieces to this little alien creature. It was fun. It reminded me a lot of Super 8 and E.T. and that's what I liked. I liked Earth to Echo. I would watch it again, and you know, just had a fun, heartwarming story to it and bonding with the kids, and I just liked it. Into the Storm, I was going into it thinking, I'm not gonna like this. I'm gonna hate this. It looks fucking stupid, but I came out of the theater thinking that looked really good. I know a lot of people put it on their worst films of the list for this year, but I just thought it looked really natural, and you know, the found footage, you know, some of the characters in the film weren't that great, but I just enjoyed it. I thought that some of the CGI and the weather scenes were handled really well, and I didn't even realize that Thorin is in this film till a few days ago. That Thorin of Oakenshield from the Hobbit franchise is in Into the Storm, and I was surprised by that. And The Game Stands Tall was another football film that I was surprised at, and I really like this film. You know, it's a true story about a team that just won so many games in a row, and they had a good setup for it, and I just like that they had this message of that it's not all about winning, it's about family and brothers and bettering yourself. And the message felt like it wasn't crammed down your throat a lot. It felt natural, and I was really looking forward to the football games after they lost and they were trying to get this streak back, and everything that they were dealing with, the brothers and the relationship amongst each other. So When the Game Stands Tall is a pretty good football film with a pretty good message, so check that out. Honeymoon is a smaller horror film that I think didn't make it to theaters, but I thought it was decent. You know, like I said at the beginning of this video, there's not a lot of horror films, so I wasn't expecting too many good things. But Honeymoon is just about a young couple that just got married, and they're on their honeymoon in a cabin where she grew up, and she encounters a young man that she used to know earlier in her life, and things start to go bad. She becomes ill, and things are starting to take over her body. And the husband, I think what made me like the film a lot, because he's just not some stupid horror character that just doesn't notice anything about his wife and just goes along with it until the end where he dies. He's trying to dig deep into what is going on. He's trying to understand his wife. He's like, something is wrong with you and you don't even notice it. And so he's trying to tell his wife this stuff, and she's not listening, but has a mission to tell his wife this stuff. So that's why I liked Honeymoon. Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day was a film that the trailers annoyed me because I've seen them so much and it's the same shit. I thought, oh, they're just getting themselves into dumb situations. But I had a big smile on my face the whole time I watched this. It's a short film, and I like that it's short. It gets straight to the point, gets things done, it's over. I smiled, I laughed, I like Steve Carell, Jennifer Gardner, and all the young people in this film. And so I had a smile on my face. I liked the situations they were getting themselves into. I know it was predictable at times, but I think that I just liked the whole movie, and it was fun, it was silly, and I just had a big smile on my face. And one of the biggest surprises for me, for a lot of people, is Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow just looked like one of those other action films by Tom Cruise, like Oblivion. It just looked like a typical action film with a pretty good premise. And Emily Blunt, it was much more than that. It was a lot much more than that. It was Emily Blunt being a badass action star, Tom Cruise not being himself, being vulnerable and weak at times, and it was just super fun. It had great special effects, great acting, a great story, and just great characters from both Tom Cruise and Emily Blunt. I'm sure that it makes a lot of people's top 10 lists of the year, and everybody's surprised of how great it was, and they were just expecting another action film, but it was a lot more than that. So I'm happy to create this surprising list of 2014. I think there was over 10, but these are the films that, you know, I was going into the theater not thinking too much about it, thinking, oh, I might like this, I probably won't like this, but I come out thinking, I actually really like this film. I was surprised at how much I like this. And so these are the films that I could think of at the end of the year that I liked. I was surprised at how much I liked and wanted to talk about. So I'd like to thank 22 Tiger Dude for editing this video with the posters on the side and creating the thumbnails. Check out his channel, I'll put the link down below for that. He is a great guy, and he came to me offering this and for his assistance and helping me with this videos for this year. And I will be talking about him in the next few videos, giving him shout outs because he's such a great guy. So this is Just Watches Movies, and I'll see you later. Bye.